Somebody's coming in.
I mean,
recording in progress. Did we?
Yeah,
we weren't recording?
We weren't recording. I'm sorry. I forgot about that.
Oh, now we're recording? Okay, I'm going to just repeat my statement again. All right, so I think we have enough people now. Rich is unable to probably really participate in this call because he's really busy doing some other business, but I guess I can kind of take charge for the time being, then now that someone else can just chime in whenever they feel. So Rich has left us a document to look over. I haven't been able to look it over yet. I just recently got on this call, and from my understanding is that we're not going to be necessarily addressing the departures. We're not going to let the people who recently left the Holons dictate the narrative for us. So we're going to be pretty much just talking about what's transpired, but not in a negative way. We're not going to say there's the huge departure of core Holon members say their final words about NFT-DAO. We're not going to do anything like that. We're got to make sure we just keep it professional, state the facts and obvious, and that's it. And that's what I'm going to be emphasizing to the marketing Holon. And there'll be content that will be carefully placed in certain social media circles. So that's going to be planned out carefully. So if guys look through the document in your spare time and put your input in, because we need to hear everybody's voice and to see if it's appropriate to have that posted.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think even for myself, I didn't make I saw that some people made posts when they left and stuff like that. I think it kind of paints I think it's fine when people leave, but kind of there's like a negative connotation there, right? If it's like, oh yeah, you're giving a lot of credit. So I think it's fine when people come and go. So that's why I didn't personally choose to put like a big post somewhere like on the forums or anything like that. I just put it in the Discord of why I was leaving. So I think that's a good way to kind of approach this kind of thing. That way it's like, it's more about focused on moving forward rather than like, oh, he said, she said, here's pointing fingers, whatever. It's just like, oh yeah, kind of, let's just focus on what we're doing next kind of thing.
Yes, I agree with you, Michael. And the thing is, we're not trying to dwell in the past. We're trying to move forward, trying to get these deliverables out there so the general public can utilize the boxcar and eventually be able to participate in the other products that we have coming out. Mm-hmm. And we were trying to make this into a sustainable operational DAO, because it's really not so much of a business, even though it technically is, but we're doing a lot of work in an unpaid capacity. So we're really pushing along. We need to keep on having that positive mindset to continue on doing what we're doing. And everybody here who's participated thus far is doing an experiment essentially, and they're utilizing their time and resources for the DAO. So we are going to continue to do this. That's how I feel. I want to get this thing done properly, and I want to do this without any sort of distraction. So hopefully after this, we don't have any more hiccups down the road, but I'm pretty sure we'll have some, but we can just be able to address it really quickly and then get back to work.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. One thing I don't know if this is the correct place to bring it up, but one thing to quickly note is the what was it? The write-up that Moon did kind of,
yes.
I think there mostly is like a lot of it, is I see where they're coming from, but I think it's important to like also realize that there's, outside work is going to make it so that like, if they don't understand the code base or whatnot, they're going to, try to make it so that it's like, yeah, we want to do as much work as we can. We'd rather just write it from scratch type of thing. And then it's hired work. So they're kind of almost a little bit incentivized to make it sound like less work was actually done than it was. So it kind of, in a way, feels like they are taking away or downplaying the work that the development team actually did before they left, as if it was like non-functional, there's hardly anything there. And I think the developers kind of disagreed with, what came out of it. They're like, okay, well, if that's what they wrote, it's understandable because they want to do as much work as possible. And if they don't understand the code base, they might as well just rewrite it themselves. But I think there was a little bit of like surprise of how it was portrayed, that it was not very neutral either. But that was just 2 cents. So, because like this, especially if this goes, super public facing, I think it kind of paints the developers in slightly bad light. I don't know how much is we're not bad light, but you know what I mean. It's like it made it look like not very much work was done when in fact a lot of time and effort and like code that was ready to be turned on was written. Even though it wasn't like 100% there, it made it look like the Reddit that Moon did. It was like much less than actually was done. So.
All right, Andrew, would you like to add on to that?
Oh yeah, no, just the tone of the document. Definitely, they didn't pull any punches, did they? And I get what you're saying, Michael, about how, yeah, they are incentivized somewhat to, start afresh. So, yeah, I'm really grateful for the work that you and some of the other devs have done. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's reflected in the document. I don't know, like, so yeah, that was just like, I think, everyone just kind of wants to move on. So like, if they it's not going to like, oh, you need to rewrite that kind of thing. But I mean, it is unfortunate. And I just want to say, like, I don't fully agree with the representation of what they wrote in there, but I understand.
I guess
like,
because you guys don't really have a platform to respond to that either, right?
Yeah, I know. I don't think people really want to. It's like, it's
Nah.
just too much drama. So like, as long as people realize that, like, yeah, the developers didn't fully think it was representative of, the work that they did.
Yeah,
it's fine. I just want to let everybody know that that was kind of like what I feel and the developers felt as well. But yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we have to move forward from there. But so we're not looking so much in the past now. We're moving forward. Now, in the future, we should all be able to communicate with each other. For instance, like if a lead from a particular Holon wants to like listen in, because my understanding from what Rich said, what Holons do is like if one wants to assist with a different Holon or wants to move from one Holon, they're not really bound to one place. They move freely amongst each other. So, like for instance, if let's say you, Michael, you want to go to listen in the marketing meeting, you can just do that and just have just an earful or something, or just chime in. That could be done vice versa. If Troy wants to go in, or if I want to go in to listen to the dev Holon. The problem was the marketing and dev Holon did not really communicate, nor did they really communicate really well with the governance, because I understand that like the governance and the marketing was pretty close to understanding each other. We're still learning and experimenting, but it's very difficult in getting a hold of a lot of people, with the exception of Rich maybe being able to do his thing and be able to listen in from time to time. But it's just very hard, I guess, in the beginning stages. But I guess that's the learning pains and the growing pains of all of this stuff right here, because it's quite new and doing things in such a decentralized manner. Because it's pretty much everything's done in a volunteer basis. And I'm out of curiosity with the whole coding thing. Michael, when you were leading, were people doing individual parts on like this, the framework and things of that nature?
What do you mean? Like
for because there's a lot of developers that are working. The thing is, how was the workflow? Like, how are people getting things done? Were they able to like communicate amongst each other and build this thing properly, or was everybody?
Oh yeah. There was like a lot of meetings that were happening. Well, the developers weren't active in the Discord because it was too hard to follow everything. So there was that Slack that was open for everybody, but the developers moved to most of the conversations there because it supported threads and things like that, and it was more tailored to focused discussion groups there. Yeah, like the developers had like we had our own meetings that was right before the fireside chat that anyone could join. Although those only happened for, I think we only had 3 successful ones. So like people were picking up tasks, and then we used the Asana board, which I think just got closed down. But like there was a lot of communication that was happening amongst the developers of like what needed to get done, and prioritizing tasks and things like that. And then a lot of those tasks were coming from, or the prioritization and the timelines were coming from marketing and stuff like that. So there was still some obviously cross communication, but just not enough as what probably needed to be there.
Okay, understandable. All right, so we're learning, and we will just continue on trying to improve on the communication aspect of things. And like I said before, I will leave this in the Cohort group I'll leave a message explaining my idea of what we can do if marketing leads like to just jump around, or if developer leads, or if anybody at that nature, in any capacity, can just go in and not bombard the conversation and not be intrusive, but just listen in. So there's all transparency. And Michael Yagi, you're more than able to just come in and just join us. Larry Beck has joined us. Hey, how you doing, Larry? All right. So yeah, that's why I suggest we do. So there's more transparency, and the people from those particular hold-ons can relay information. So everybody's kind of up to date.
What was the best communication then? Because I feel like, yeah, again, you know, if you start doing it's the same thing anywhere, right? So even in the material science space, either you meet in person, or the people who do the AI stuff is on Slack. These people are on Discord. So you have all these. What's the best way to make sure that everyone's on the same page? I mean, was that fireside?
What's the best way? I have an idea.
Was that fireside a sort of a solution to mediate that? Because, or at least a link to the Slack, or I don't know. I feel like I wasn't part of that discussion at all since March. Granted, I'm not that long here either. So,
yeah, I think there's two parts for that. I think like a public calendar or something like that, that people could just go to the website and say like, oh, here's if I want to come and listen to these things, I could do that. Mm-hmm. Or if it's like, maybe you get the link to the calendar after you follow the type form or something like that, would be helpful. But then the fireside chats, I think, were super helpful, or starting to be very helpful, because it was like, this is the place where people come that aren't in development to come ask questions, whether you're in the community or just find out through Twitter or just whatever. It was a public Zoom link that anyone could join. It was just people from the Discord, obviously, because it was just starting out. But I think that was like probably something that should be picked back up once, you know, more developments gets more traction.
Yeah. By the way, so I'm not sure if we have enough people to do this vote right now. So let's move this along a little bit. So we could do a vote, a tally by a show of hands, but I guess we need more leads, or we could just use this cohort as a way to get this thing started. I'm currently in the car right now. Is there anybody in this chat room able to document the votes that we take today?
Sure. Yep, I can.
Okay, thank you. Just out and about right now. I can't really touch this phone. But yes, from my understanding, we have to do a vote in for a few individuals who recently joined in, just to make it a little bit more formal. And so we get in a good habit of doing this.
Mr. Larry.
Steven on.
Hey there.
Oh yeah,
Sorry
we can hear
about
you. No worries.
Yep.
Hello.
Everything's going.
Going well. This is my first time hearing your voice. We've like chatted a little bit over here and there, but anyway, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
All right, guys, want to get this vote started right now so we can get something in place, so we can just show people that, hey, this is what the cohort people who joined this meeting have decided, and we'll move on from there so we can get this knocked out. All right, so I guess I'll start this off. Let me kind of do this by memory. I can't really check, but we have to vote in a few people, starting from the person on top of my head. So by a yay or a nay or no, should we have Jeremy Furster from the Cardano Foundation become an advisor for NFT-DAO in an unpaid capacity? My vote's yes. Or you can say abstain, by the way, too.
Just for a heads up, I think I'm going to abstain from all voting until I feel like I'm contributing in a more like tangible way.
Okay, so, that's fine. Yeah. I don't know. Hood, what about you?
I mean, I'll be for yes on this one, but I mean, we have a deadline on this, right? Or do we have to vote that now?
Well, let's just get this. They don't have to do it right now, but just people in the chat, so we get something on paper. So when people decide to like say, "Hey, I didn't get to vote," they can put their vote in, and they can be calculated later. Just right now, just so we have something on paper, so Troy can look at something and maybe put his vote in.
Yeah.
All right. You said yes.
Or yes or no.
Okay. And
All right.
I assume Rich is not. Is he abstaining or he has been?
He usually says abstain to everything, but I'm not going to speak on his behalf. So
yeah,
I guess we'll let him say what he needs to say. Larry, what do you think?
Sure.
I would say yay.
All right. Yay. All right.
Okay. I'm also voting for a yes as well.
All right. Good to go. Next is Alex. Alex recently joined the marketing hold-on. He's the new content creator. He does the NFT-DAO updates, the bi-weekly updates. He recently put out a video. I think that was shared by Troy in the general section of the Discord. If you weren't able to see it, I encourage you to watch it. He interviewed Rich Kopshow and the COO of Mutual Knowledge, I believe. So I vote yes for him to be in the marketing hold-on as a content creator. Next person could vote would be Andrew. What would you say? Yay, nay, or abstain?
Yay. For me.
Okay. All right.
Sorry.
Hood.
Sorry, who was this again?
Alex, he's the one with the NFT-DAO podcast now. He's doing my job, my old job.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
All right. All right. What about you, Larry?
Yes as well. Yay.
Okay. Good to go. And as Michael Yagi stated earlier, he's going to be abstaining for everything. So we could just put abstain check for him. All right.
Okay.
Next.
And how did you vote, Hood?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. Great. Thanks.
Who else is in here? I must have missed it. We have any more people coming in? Oh, have to head out. All right. See you later, Michael. All right. Let's go next. Who else do we have to vote in? I'm thinking off the top of my head. It's Alex's brother. I forgot his name. His name's David, I suppose. He's a data scientist. He's working part-time now, so he's able to contribute his time and skills. He pretty much helps Larry with whatever he needs. So I guess we could put him in the dev hold-on.
Oh, Troy's.
I vote to have him in, personally. Oh, Troy's in now.
Hey guys, sorry about that. Gee.
It's all right. We're doing some voting right now. We'll get you up to speed after this vote's done.
Cheers.
All right. So we're going to ask you this vote since you just jumped in. So David, Alex's brother, I don't know if you know who that is. He's a data scientist. He pretty much helps Larry with that, whatever he needs. He's knows that he's going to be doing work in a paying capacity. So we're just voting yes or no to have him be a, I guess, core contributor.
Yep, sure.
Sure. All right. Good to go. Who else do we have?
Yes, from my side, Philip, Larry.
Oh, Larry. Yeah. All right. All right. Next one is Larry then.
No, I was just saying yes from my side.
Oh, yeah, yeah. But we got to vote you in now because we didn't formally do it.
Okay.
I know it's going to be kind of awkward, but yeah. All right. So I vote yes. He's been helping out a lot with a lot of the stuff. If those who don't know, he's been pretty much running a lot of doing a lot of the technical work and helping with some of the social media accounts, from my understanding. He has like 25 years plus in experience with DevOps, if I'm not mistaken, and he has a lot of experience with doing this sort of stuff. So just check out his LinkedIn. All right. So my vote's yes. What about you? Anybody? Troy?
Yes.
All right. Well, Michael Yaki abstains. Hood, what do you think?
That's a yes for me.
All right. And Andrew, you don't have to say it out loud,
Yes.
guys. You can probably keep it secretly if you want. If you want to send him a direct message, maybe I should do it the next time. I don't want to put everybody on the spot, but I have no shame when I vote yes or no to people. I did this before, saying no to somebody. But yeah, I guess that's it for the voting. Now we got to move on to discussion with the write-up that Rich Cop Show just did. So I'm going to keep you up to speed, Troy. So essentially, we're not going to let the people who've been spreading a lot of misinformation and some FUD dictate the direction of where we're going to take this whole thing. So we're going to put a positive spin on this whole stuff. So we're going to just present this as, okay, this is what happened. And we're just going to keep to the facts. We're not going to have any sensationalized headlines when we post things on social media. And yeah, just look through the document. I was unable to look through it, but after this call, we'll all be able to read through it carefully. And if you want to add your input to it, feel free to add it and explain your rationale behind it.
Sure.
All right, excellent. So that's all I really have to say right now. Troy, would you like to add on to things? Pretty much the discussion was talking about some of the FUD, the communication issues that we've been having amongst the devs. We've come to an agreement on how we could fix that problem. We'll bring back the fireside chats. We'll start talking to each other better. Like leads can be able to move freely, and anybody else in any capacity be able to move freely amongst hold-ons who are part of the cohorts, and I guess listening, but without being and try to slow their work down just by being present there. I guess that would be a good solution to this, but we don't want to be like, a headache to them. So you just got to be mindful of what meetings you sit in and just exercise good judgment, essentially. And yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, that's what we pretty much talked about. We just did the vote right now, and if we could start it over again to get your votes in, or we could just, I guess Andrew could just post it in the Discord, and you could just add your vote in anonymously, and everybody else who did participate in the meeting will be able to put their votes in whenever they feel like it.
Yep, that sounds good. I'll just post them in. Seb sends his apologies, so I'll get some from him as well.
Okay, excellent. I think that's all we really needed to discuss in this meeting. If you have anything else for us, Troy.
No, I think the voting was the biggie.
All right, we got the voting done, and we got pretty much everybody knows what their tasks are. So I'm not going to keep anybody up if they have to do some other stuff. I greatly appreciate everybody taking this call, and it's recorded if you want to listen in on it again. And everyone, take care. Any parting words for anybody before we leave?
Oh,
Anything
yeah,
pressing?
just to update on the ticketing side of things. They all just finished up this morning, so they'll be uploaded, and I'll pin it in the auction hold-on chat as a link, a Google Drive link.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Well, anything else? Any updates? Oh, by the way, I'll give you an update. Jordan, we didn't vote him in yet, but he's actually working on the NFT-DAO logo. He's going to bring something to me pretty soon, and that'll be posted in the marketing hold-on and in the Cohort hold-on chat. So nice. We could have something to look through. If you give us multiples, we can do a spot vote next time. So we have something to use for our logos for the time being, if it's really good.
Great.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Philip.
That's about it. Thank you very much.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.